Hey everyone, welcome. As you can see, today we're diving into a pretty interesting topic, a recap and evolution of Incredibox mods, and I'll also try dividing them into eras. This last part will be a bit subjective, so if you think differently or I've missed something, feel free to drop your take in the comments. Without further ado, let's begin. We start from the beginning, no kidding, back in 2009 with the release of the original Flash version. There aren't really any documented mods between 2009 and at least 2018. There might have been a few reskins, but there's no video evidence or anything about them. Even the Incredibox wiki mentions that the mod The Original on Mobiles is considered the first mod, so that's that. We could call the era from 2009 to 2018 the prehistoric age of mods, since there's apparently no solid information from that time. So let's jump to when things really start to get good.
Tell me the right thing.
As mentioned, The Original on Mobiles is considered the first proper mod, and it would kick off what would practically define the community. But before this mod, let's talk about its precursor and creator, BBoxer, who, along with Artemiy, is considered one of the first mod makers in the community. BBoxer revealed The Original on Mobiles in late 2018 and was also working on another mod, or rather a reskin, of what were the 6 existing versions of Incredibox at the time. During this process, he formed a small modder group, initially just him and Artemiy, called the BBoxer Modifications. Later on, it would be renamed the Incredi Modmakers. Back to the story, the group launched Reskin Incredibox around May 2019, followed by the official release of The Original on Mobiles in August. Around the same time, other smaller creators started experimenting with mod making, but due to a general lack of JavaScript knowledge, many only managed to design sprite sheets. After BBoxer's departure, the group changed its name to the Incredi Modmakers, and Artemiy took the lead, setting the stage for a new era of Incredimods. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. We can label this phase as the pre-classic era, where important modders took their first steps, or at least tried to.
They belong to one song.
It took a bit longer for mods to really blossom. It wasn't until 2021, possibly due to the rising popularity of the game thanks to Dystopia, that more and more creators began learning JavaScript, triggering the first true mod spring. People began producing their own soundtracks, animating inside the app, and creating fully fan-made bonuses. We should also mention Noteboxers around 2020, one of the first widely known community mods, which signaled the start of bigger things to come. Between 2021 and 2022, notable creators like Rem and, putting controversies aside, RB series appeared, each making their own mods. Rem was among the first, aside from Artemiy's group, to attempt a completely original mod, Crazy Beats, which was cancelled a few months after its announcement due to lack of support. Meanwhile, RB series had already dabbled in modding with his infamous Blinding Lights mod in late 2020, later updated in mid-2021. Both creators would launch their first major mods in 2021. Rem released Galaxy in May, and RB series dropped the Invasion demo later that year. Rem followed up with a demo of Everdar in October and released The Bells during Christmas of 2021. During this same period, RB series launched Airline in February 2022, a very popular mod. The full version of Everdar dropped in April too, shaping the Incredimods landscape at the time. The year 2022 would also see the release of one of the most important mods, Travis, created by the Incredi Modmakers. It marked a major milestone in terms of quality. In September, RB series launched Two Faces, followed by Augury mid-year, and Rem released X-Run in November, keeping the momentum going. We can also include Armed, which came out in early 2023. This era could be called the Classic Era, where a ton of people joined the community, and many of the best-known mods were released. However, this era would come to an end with a major controversy, a turning point for the community. In mid-2023, RB series was cancelled for manipulating minors and uploading disturbing fetish art of underage characters on his Discord server, where minors were also present. While RB series was a minor himself, 16 at the time, that was no excuse for exposing even younger people, some as young as 14, to such content. This incident left a mark on the community, ending the classic era and ushering in a brand new world, Scratch. The boom of so-called Scratch mods is largely thanks to Nista here, one of the first to post commentary gameplay videos of them. Fan-made mods on Scratch already existed, like Kochari or The Throne, but after Nista's video where he played a few of them, including Incredibox, the Scratch scene received a lot more attention as it was a much easier platform for making fan games. At first, most of the popular Scratch fan-mades were joke mods, with the clearest example being the Incredibox saga. But there were also serious attempts to make good music. Like Setbox, Steel Factory was the first Scratch mod to be considered top tier. So the rest of 2023 became defined by the sudden fame of Scratch fan games. More importantly, it marked the rise of lore-driven mods, thanks to Oren Ayo, one of the most popular Scratch mods ever. This era of Scratch dominance could simply be called the Scratch Consolidation. It also gave rise to creators who would later become major figures, like Baggerhead with his Colorbox saga. Now, dividing eras gets complicated because both worlds, Scratch and official mods, coexisted. Each was producing bangers, like Colorbox on the Scratch side and on the Incredimods side, Rem's Void. The mod scene seemed lively and creative. But in May 2024, a takedown request from So Far So Good to Scratch led to many mods, including the original template, being removed from the platform. Creators began searching for alternatives. This is where Cocrea stepped in. This site, which uses code similar to Scratch, had already been used by Sepez, creator of Setbox, to upload his mods safely. So several Scratch modders began dual publishing on both Scratch and Cocrea. Meanwhile, on the Incredimod side, releases were becoming more frequent. Like the ones from Person from Brazil, the community remained in a relatively peaceful coexistence until mid-2024, when everything changed. It all started with a joke mod called Colorbox Mustard. It gained a lot of traction, both within and slightly outside the community. But what came next completely overshadowed it. In September, Nyanko BFLOL released Incredibox Sprunki on their Scratch account, and I think most people know what happened next. This moment ended the era of coexistence and still marks, the current state of the Incredibox community. The rest is history, and we're still living it. As you can see, the history of Incredibox mods is genuinely fascinating to analyze. Obviously, I couldn't cover every important mod, which is why I'm leaving it to you in the comments. What eras would you define? What mods stood out the most to you? Now it's your turn to share. That's all from me. Hope you enjoyed the video. I'm CJUPA22, and I'll see you in the next mix. Bye.